Hello, my littles. This one looks really cute. It's called No Nibbling. Then there's a goat. He has lots of nice vegetables in his wheelbarrow. And the bunny has a carrot. Bunnies love carrots. Let's see what this is about. No nibbling. One warm spring day, Durwood planted a garden. Durwood must be the goat's name. Dig, hoe, seed. First you have to dig up the dirt, and then you have to use this garden tool called a hoe to chop it up so it's real smooth. And then you can sprinkle seeds, sow, water, wait, grow, grow. He's just sitting there watching his plants grow. He's cute. On that very same day, he noticed a dandelion puff. It was early in the season for dandelions, but Durwood was taking no chances. Growing a garden was risky business. There was chickweed and pigweed and crabgrass. Those are all kinds of weeds, and they take over the ground, and they don't leave much room for the nice vegetables to grow. There were leaf chewers and sapsuckers and root feeders. There were woodchucks and chipmunks and skunks, pickers and pluckers and nibblers. It was unbearable. Although, when he thought about it, bears had never really given him a problem. All these things that he listed, the little critters, they like to eat nicely grown vegetables. As Durwood inspected the dandelion puff, he realized it wasn't a weed. It was a tiny bunny. "You're not a dandelion," Durwood said. "Oh, no," squeaked the bunny. "I'm Tabitha. Are you growing vegetables?" "Vegetables?" Durwood repeated. "Nonsense. I am conducting a very scientific dirt experiment. Very brown, very boring. No vegetables growing here, not one." "Ah, shucks," said the bunny. Durwood firmly shut the garden gate. Then he hurried home to sort his pest control books by color. A few weeks later, as the peas were climbing their posts, "Hello, Mr. Durwood," Tabitha said. "Mama sent me out for a morning stalk." Durwood quickly inspected his corn stalks. He scrutinized his celery stalks. He's checking everything out, 'cause he heard the bunny say she was out for a stalk. Then he studied Tabitha. "Did you say stalk?" 256, 257, 258, 259, 270, oh, no, 260, 261. Why would I mention a stalk? Just walked over to see. Nothing to see here. If you would like to see something, I suggest you head over to the very far away berry patch. They'll have something to see. "I'd better not, Mr. Durwood. Mama said I'd better be home soon." As Tabitha bounded away, Durwood counted every last bean. He wasn't taking any chances. Plus, counting beans was one of his favorite things to do. Durwood forgot about the bunny in the busy summer days of weeding and staking and pruning. As his tomatoes ripened, a rabbit hopped by. "Hello, Mr. Durwood," the rabbit said. "Tabitha, is that you? You're all grown up. I am, said Tabitha, and so is your magnificent garden. I know, isn't it wonderful? Wait 1 minute. Did you say yam? No, said Tabitha. Wow, his garden really looks nice. I may have misunderstood you, but please understand there can be no nibbling. Okie dokie, said Tabitha. Let us talk about something else. Did you say lettuce? Of course not. I said let us talk about the weather. Durwood loved talking about the weather. He was an expert on clouds and hadn't had a satisfying conversation about precipitation, that's rain, in a very long time. Guarding a garden was lonely work, and despite that twitching nose, Tabitha seemed like a good listener. Her ears were big enough. Plus, she seemed to know a lot about vegetables. I do think it's going to rain tomorrow, Durwood said. Those nimbus clouds look promising. Nimbus clouds are the big, fluffy white ones. Papa Tom knows a lot about clouds. Oh, said Tabitha, I love a good squash in the rain. Did you just say squash? Oh, heavens no. I said I love to wash in the rain. Don't you? Goats don't really enjoy the rain, Durwood admitted, but it is good for the garden. Rabbits don't really care it one way or another. Excuse me, did you just say carrot? Oh, Mr. Durwood, why would I say crunchy, delicious carrot? Said Durwood. Isn't it time for you to be getting home? I have a few things to do. I beat you do, said Tabitha. Are you going to eat my beets? State your intentions, herbivore. A herbivore is an animal that just eats plants. Rabbits are herbivores. They love all kinds of plants, especially nice, fresh vegetables. A carnivore is an animal that eats meat. Lima nothing but a friendly rabbit, hoping for some nice, refreshing conversation. You are turniping my words all around. Durwood turned as red as his tomatoes, followed by an alarming shade of eggplant. Remain calm, Mr. Durwood. Please sit down and rest yourself. Rest myself? Durwoods don't rest. I must weed the rutabaga. You rest, Mr. Durwood. I will weed the rutabaga. Durwood could not believe his ears, which were not all that much smaller than Tabitha's. Did you just say you would weed? Indeed. Little Tabitha's trying to get Mr. Durwood to relax and sit. So Durwood rested. He's taking a nap. Relaxed. He's drinking some tea or some lemonade, whatever that is. He reclined. He's listening to music and secretly rejoiced as Tabitha weeded his garden. Tabitha's pulling really hard on those weeds. Weeds are tricky, Tabitha complained. Lots of things in a garden are tricky, Durwood agreed. Look at this one. I wish. That's a dandelion. You make wishes on dandelions that fly away like that. No, says Durwood. But my wish, Tabitha whispered, Weeds aren't wishes, Durwood scoffed. Plus, I can make your wish come true. How? Asked Tabitha. How could you know what my wish is? Oh, Tabitha, I know. I've always known. Till he takes the little dandelion puff. And then Durwood Goat, Master Gardener, Bean Counter, and Cloud Connoisseur granted Tabitha's wish. A connoisseur is someone that knows a lot about one thing. You and Vincent, I think, are connoisseurs of vegetables because you love all kinds of vegetables. And you could be connoisseurs of seafood because you love seafood. He's granting Tabitha's wish to nibble. To nibble, Durwood agreed. He has so many vegetables, and a little bunny won't eat very much. I think that's a good idea for him to share. Tabitha's nose twitched, double twitched. Then she sprouted a smile from ear to ear. Oh, thank you, Mr. Durwood. Thank you very much. Wow, look at all those vegetables. I always knew we'd be friends. He has so many vegetables. It's nice of him to share. I like that story.